Hey there, and good morning to everyone out there. This is Atlanta News First Plus weather update. It is a first alert weather day. Isaac here with the latest on what you can expect into this afternoon. It's quiet out there for now, and we've had a mainly quiet morning. I have been watching a few showers and storms at times this morning in the mountains of Georgia, but most of that activity is kind of lifting up into Tennessee and western North Carolina. But I am looking at higher rain and storm potential kind of settling into North Georgia in just a couple of hours. We've got some storms in Alabama that are going to be pushing in soon and could disrupt some plans. We've got some football. In fact, Georgia moving up their football kickoff time at least an hour. And I'll talk about the timing for Athens here coming up in a minute. But again, a first alert weather day today for afternoon rain and storms. We're only just an hour away from lunch, and we will be dry through the lunch hour. Here's the latest radar. And you can see a few showers and storms still clipping northwest Georgia this morning, and a few of those kind of clipping the northwest part of our coverage area. But Metro Atlanta, dry. Athens is dry for now. So if you know anybody that or you're about to head out to Athens for some tailgating, the weather is just fine for now. Closer look here into the Georgia mountains. We do have Whitfield and Murray counties seeing a heavier storm there. That's going to be lifting into Tennessee shortly. And a couple of other showers into portions of Gordon County, Gilmer County, moving into Fannin County. So we're seeing a few more of these over into the far northwest part of Georgia as well. Dade County seeing some of that too. This is north of Rome. Again, all of this well north of Metro Atlanta. Sliding a little bit farther to the west, we do see kind of the leading edges of some heavier storms well north of Birmingham, outside of Huntsville. This is, again, moving east, and again, near Gunnersville, Alabama, if you're familiar with that area, kind of near the Tennessee Valley. Those storms will be in northwest Georgia probably in the next hour and a half. And then we'll see other showers and storms develop across the rest of North Georgia. I'm not expecting every square inch to get wet today of the region, but I am expecting about a 60% coverage of rain and storms getting into this afternoon. Once we get a little bit more heating, thankfully we do have some lingering clouds out there that are kind of helping the heat out a little bit, but I am expecting highs at least to get into the middle, possibly upper 80s, and that heat, extra heat, is going to allow for some storms to maybe get a little bit on the strong side. Back across northwest Alabama, that's just some heavy rain, and that's likely to just kind of scoot across North Georgia. I'm expecting the most widespread coverage of rain and storms to be just north of Metro Atlanta and then kind of along I-20 and southward. It should be a little more scattered, but we could still see some heavy downpours and some lightning and thunder. The bigger picture, the culprit behind this is yet another cold front. We've been treated to several of these the past few weeks, and it's been what's keeping the weather mostly nice. Now, we have heated up over the past few days, and we do have a stormy afternoon ahead of us. But after this, we're going to be looking at much better weather starting Sunday and into next week as we see a big drop-off in humidity coming up here. Here's a look outside. Again, mostly cloudy across Midtown Atlanta. We haven't had a lot of sun so far today, which is, again, good news. If we can keep those temperatures down by several degrees, that means the instability in the atmosphere won't be as high, and maybe the storms won't get quite as feisty as what we might think here. So 80 degrees right now in Covington, at 77 in Athens. It is very humid out there. Relative to the past few days, we have seen an increase in humidity, but the temperatures, again, just after 11 o'clock aren't so bad out there. 79 right now in Metro Atlanta. I am expecting mid to upper 80s, warm, humid weather continuing with about a 60% chance of afternoon storms. Here's a look at game day in Athens. Austin Peay coming to town to take on Georgia. Still expecting close to 90 degrees there. So between now and through the rest of tailgating and that updated kickoff time, now at 2:30 instead of 3:30, generally dry weather expected. You see the thunderstorm icon, though. I'm going to take you through Futurecast. I'm banking on a little bit of a faster movement of storms, but I am expecting at least the first half of the Georgia game to be dry, followed by storm chances increasing after halftime. So here's a look at 1 p.m. and notice those storms will be getting very close to northwest Georgia and then making a pretty fast progression. But notice by 4 p.m. you see some rain close to Athens showing up on Futurecast. So again, assuming a 2:30 start time, by 4 to 4:30, that should be around halftime. So I can't discount the possibility of some rain and storms during the first half, but it will be closer to halftime, I think, before we see any of that move in. Also, Metro Atlanta could see some storms by 4 p.m., if not sooner than that. And notice the best coverage of the red, the heavy rain, is north of Metro Atlanta, but we certainly could be in the thick of it here in the city. By 6 p.m., so this would be right at the end of the game in Georgia, in Athens, we could have some heavy rain kind of moving through. So again, with each passing quarter of the game, I'm expecting the rain chance to go up in Athens. That's kind of the take-home message here. Again, the kickoff being moved up, I think, increases the chances of dry weather for the first half, but certainly we do expect some showers and storms. Also, Georgia Tech kicking off in the afternoon as well here in Atlanta, and we could very well see some rain and storm disruption there too. By 7 p.m., most of the heavy rain begins to shift to the east, and by dinner tonight, most of us will be dry. I can't rule out the chance at a few showers and storms lingering toward Lake Oconee and Eatonton, but other than that, we should be looking at dry weather. Some clouds could linger for the rest of the night, but otherwise, the storm potential itself will be ended by sunset. Tomorrow, lots of sunshine with the drop in humidity. It's going to feel so nice. 85 degrees, the high temperature. Good news in the tropics, too. We have decreased tropical development chances. Earlier in the week, we had a 90% chance of something forming, and now we're looking at just a 30% chance of something forming in the next week. Keeping in mind the next name on the list, whenever we do get it, will be Gabrielle. 7-day forecast. Again, we have one first alert weather day, one rain chance day, and that's today. Starting tomorrow into most of next week, we're going to be looking at some really nice weather. We could see some clouds build in for the first part of the week. Right now, I'm not expecting any rainfall. Highs will be in the low 80s, and then we will be warming up toward the end of next week, getting into the upper 80s by Thursday and Friday. So we will see a little bit of a warm-up, but overall, after today and after this afternoon, storm chances will be basically out and nice weather will be in. So that's some good news. We'll be tracking the forecast all afternoon here on ANF Plus. Make sure you have the First Alert Weather app. That'll be a good tool to have as we are seeing some rain and storms kind of come in this afternoon. I want to bring in Megan this morning. She's been watching the latest here, and all morning, Megan, we've had Abby out at Truist Park, and you'll have more details on that, plus all the latest headlines. But y'all stay weather aware out there, and here's the latest with Megan.
Hi, Isaac. Thank you. Good morning, everybody. Yeah, looking live at Truist Park right now. Really, poignant, somber event that happens every year there. We're talking about the Memorial Stair Climb, where just members of the community and a lot of firefighters are out there climbing the stairs up and down to honor the more than 300 firefighters who lost their lives in the September 11th attack. So if you joined us earlier today for Atlanta News First Saturday morning, you saw Abby's live reports from out there. Just a really special moment. They're just remembering those firefighters who gave their lives that day. So that's what it looks like right now at the ballpark. It has since wrapped up. Good morning to you. I'm Megan Packer. You got your weather headlines with Isaac. I'm here to get you caught up with what's making news this morning. And I know he did talk about the game a lot, but I do just want to remind everybody, because of the anticipated weather, UGA's football game is being pushed up to 2:30 today. So if you are going out there, you need to know that 2:30 gates open at 1 o'clock. The dog walk will happen at 12:55. And if you're not going out to the game, don't forget that you can join our sports team ahead of time at 1:30 now for ANF game time, and then switch back over to Atlanta News First after the game for their post-game report. We've got Jake Fromm joining our sports team. So just for some great analysis, Atlanta News First sports director Bailey Burmaster, of course, a part of that coverage as well. So just wanted to make sure that everybody was caught up to speed and that you didn't miss a single minute of the game, since it is now an hour earlier because of that anticipated weather that Isaac told you about. All right, let's talk about what else is making headlines right now. There is an investigation in DeKalb County. Our crew was out there on the scene yesterday after a business was shot up. We're talking more than a dozen shots fired at a beauty salon, and there were at least 12 bullet holes in the window that you see here, but dozens of shell casings found all around the area, about 40 there, shell casings found on the ground. Nobody was injured, but this was the middle of the afternoon afternoon yesterday on Memorial Drive. Really active scene, as you can tell. Nobody was injured. That is some good news, and police at this point have not shared any suspect information as they work that case. In Brookhaven, police are looking for a woman who they say has stolen more than 100 packages from mailrooms in apartment buildings, and they've got this really clear surveillance video of her. So let's show you that again. This is from one of the buildings. This happened at least 2 separate days in August, and in one case alone, they say she took more than 100 packages. Investigators say that she drove off in a white Ford Transit-style van, possibly a 2017 model. They think she could be connected to other thefts out there. So take a good look here. If you have any information about who she is, here's a closer look here. Brookhaven police certainly want to hear from you. As always, you can call Crime Stoppers and remain anonymous if you put a tip in there. They would love to be able to get to the bottom of this case. Again, they say she has taken packages from mailrooms that were intended for the people that live there. So if you have ever been on the receiving end of that, that's extremely frustrating for all of those people who didn't get their packages. Georgia is sending about 300 National Guard members to Washington, D.C. to be a part of President Trump's, what he calls his crackdown on crime up there in the nation's capital. This is, the Guard says 16 members are already deployed there. And again, about 300 will be up there joining. The group being deployed from Georgia will replace Guard members who have been there since the start of the mission that started up about a month ago. The National Guard says the specific tasks that they'll be doing will depend on the needs of law enforcement partners in the city. They will join National Guards that are there from 7 other states. Governor Brian Kemp put out a statement saying that Georgia is happy and proud to be a part of, of this mission as we send our National Guard troops up to the nation's capital. So we will continue to watch how all of that unfolds up with everything happening in Washington, D.C. Have you gotten a Powerball ticket for tonight? If not, this might be the day to consider doing so. $1.8 billion is tonight's jackpot. You've got all day to go out and buy your $2 ticket. This is, again, $1.8 billion. The cash value is more than $826 million. This is the second largest jackpot in U.S. lottery history. I believe it was 2022 when somebody won a more than $2 billion jackpot out in California. So, hey, no reason it can't be you tonight. That drawing is tonight, $1.8 billion. We'll see what we're talking about this time tomorrow. So good luck if you're out there buying your ticket today. Thanks so much for checking in with us. You're watching Atlanta News First Plus. I'm Megan Packer. Stay connected all day long on our First Alert Weather app and our Atlanta News First app, and right here on our streaming channels as we get you caught up on what's making news throughout the day. And our team will be back tonight, and we'll see you soon. Have a good one.
Thank you for watching ANF Plus. For more breaking news, live coverage, and your community stories, download the Atlanta News First app. You can also watch us on YouTube, Roku, Apple TV, and Fire TV. To join the conversation on YouTube Live, visit our channel and hit subscribe. You can also listen to the Atlanta News First podcast by searching Atlanta News First on your preferred listening platform.